Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day. Well, I am out walking. I just didn't go live because, for one, I was sending text messages and all of that, and it wasn't sitting with my spirit very well. Mainly because I know everybody's busy doing their own thing, and for me, I just walk and talk. Walk and talk. It's a beautiful, crisp morning. People are out. Thank you, Kathy. I got your text, and that's fine. One thing about walking and talking is that as you walk and talk, you warm up, your lungs can get filled or cleansed out. Oh wow. Sorry everybody. As soon as I go live, I'm getting notifications. All kinds of notifications. But I'm just walking and talking. Let me tell you, I bought a selfie. And the selfie is not working for me. I'm gonna have to buy another selfie. So that's one thing I need to do. I'm not sure if I can answer. I'm in a different park location. Let me show you. Well, if I can. Okay. This is the park I'm walking in today. Beautiful park. Not far from where I am. And it allows you to just be free. Open. Wide open spaces. Okay. And I'm going to try and respond to a message. Okay. So anyway, I was going to talk about blood values today. Well, I like this park because there's all kinds of things you can do here. Look at that. To get your workout on. It's a trail. So that'll be something I'll be looking forward to doing. But yeah. So I'm walking and talking a trail this morning. I like trails. And just something different. But it gives me peace of mind. There's a few people out here. And I'm happy about that. Okay, good morning, Kathy. Let me see if I can get you on. I see you. adding Kathy on. Beautiful trail. I think it says it's adding. Let's see. Oh, good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm brave.
Oh, you're cold, huh? I think I forgot
The
to put
sun is
my
out, but it's like 50.
earbuds on.
Can you hear me?
Huh?
I said, can you
Yeah.
hear me? Oh, okay.
Yes, I can
Yeah,
hear you.
it's not raining, so I said, okay. I've been faithful this week, so
Yes, that's the thing I say. You know, we look at the news, expect the news to be accurate, but it's not always accurate. And for me, I try to keep a positive mindset. And my thing is, I try to will the sun to come out. Like, okay, Lord, you know what I'm trying to do. So I appreciate you coming on. That shows dedication to yourself and making healthy choices. And that's a good thing.
yeah, I walked this week 3 days and got caught in the rain.
Oh, wow. Well,
I mean,
you
it
know, I
wasn't
used to
hard.
say, oh, okay, I'm just trying to decide which way I want to go. There's so many different detours, but
Morning.
I don't want to be in the wrong spot.
You by, you by
So,
yourself this
yeah,
morning?
yeah, I'm by myself. I
Okay.
was just enjoying this beautiful weather. It's sunny, it's crisp. Uh, it's a little chilly, but the sun is out.
What's the
And,
temperature there?
you know, it's about 56.
Oh,
Let me see if I can, I don't know if I can do it. Uh, yeah, I think it's about 56, but when we're done, I don't know. Um, I wore my hair down, so that'll be like if I need to wrap it around my neck in case I get cold, I would do that.
I
I
had
was just
braids. I took
noticing this
them down
part.
yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, so I'm gonna let my hair breathe for a little bit. And
Yeah,
I was next.
that's that's good too. I just stopped to show another calisthenic. They have calisthenics at this park.
Oh,
So every little milestone, you can stop and do different things.
is that like
And
a
I'm,
pogo stick kind of thing?
yeah, the first one that I did, um, it's a calisthenic over there. I just came from that way. So I've
Mm,
been walking and talking to myself, having a private moment, and just doing what I need to do to get, as I say, to get my mind right.
mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of times we have to um, take time for ourselves, get in alignment. And that's all I was doing this morning, other than going to get a selfie. And the selfie, I got the selfie, and it's supposed to be adjustable to like 39 inches out,
Mm-hmm.
but my phone kept falling off of it. I was
Oh,
like, oh no, I can't do that because
okay.
I don't want to have to buy a new phone.
Yeah.
As much as I do with my phones, I decided not to. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if you can see the mountains from here. Let me see. Uh,
Can't really tell, but
yeah, not yet. Maybe if I get up on the if I go up a little more, you'll be able to see the mountains.
how far are you
But
from your home?
oh, about a mile,
Oh, okay.
maybe about a mile. I went to a different park earlier because I was trying. Good morning. I was trying to, like I say, go and get the selfie, and the selfie just did not work. And I was like, ooh, I need to get going. But as it turned out, I haven't, about 8 o'clock. I said from 8 to 9 I would go live, and then nobody called or text, which was fine. And I said, okay, I got to get my walk in. So now I'm on the other side of the park. A lot of kids at this park. They have toys for them and everything, and a trail. So it's a nice park. I
Hmm.
don't even know the name of it, but it'll come up in a minute. So yeah. So I was thinking about the topic for today. Oh wow. I'm sorry, Kathy. Here's another little calisthenic thing.
They
Um,
all over then, huh?
yeah, look, that's
Okay.
nice.
Hmm.
So yeah. So this one, I didn't realize it had so many. I would actually come. This is where I would come to watch the fireworks. Um,
Oh,
uh-oh. And I'm on a track. They're running. Good morning. Run.org, I think it said. So
mm.
they're getting their workout in. So yeah. But that's what I was thinking about today, talking about blood ranges. Good morning. So I was talking about blood ranges, and there's a lot of people out in the world trying to be great. We have knowledge on healing the body. Uh-oh, I think I knocked you off. Um, if so, you can come back on. So we were talking about the blood ranges and talking about, um, do you know your blood ranges? Because a lot of people, I'm gonna go over here and uh, I'm not sure if I'm in a dead zone or not, but I'm gonna go over here and sit for a minute. Uh, I'm not far from my house or from my car, but like I say, beautiful spot. And I'm gonna sit here for a minute, talk to you guys. Okay.
So that my earbuds went out and I couldn't hear you, so I had to do my Bluetooth again, and it took me off.
Oh, okay, because I thought it was me. And my
No.
earbuds went out too. So I did get a different set of earbuds. Um, and it does say that it's on, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and keep walking. So I was talking about the blood values. A lot of people are on trying to talk about their product, how great it is, all the different vitamins, all the different supplements. Uh, Let's see. I'm trying to figure out which way I want to go. I think I'll go the outskirts and then do the inside. Um, but what I'd like to tell people is be careful with these supplements and be careful until you know your blood levels. It's not good to take anything um, because you can become toxic. And of course, we want to do the right things. We want to um, think that we're taking good care of our bodies, but without knowing your blood levels, it's difficult to know what to use. So, when they say go to the doctors, get your checkup, get your blood drawn, get your total CBC, your cholesterol, um, thyroid checked, all these different things. But what I'm finding is there are people that are getting these blood levels done, and the problem is they're not getting complete blood work. And the reason is because they're saying insurance. Uh, some insurance only covers twice a year. Some only cover um, once a year. And so they're doing the basics. And people are being misdiagnosed uh, because they're not getting a complete blood workup. And another reason is because people aren't telling the truth about what they're doing. And of course, how's the doctors to know what you're eating, what your life is like? That's kind of like why I like Dr. Marcus Welby, MD. He would come to your house and he would sit at your table. He was your doctor, your confidant. He knew that, if you had your religious beliefs, all of that goes hand in hand. So, you know, it's not just one thing. And I think that's the reason why I really wanted to uh, do and get out here and let people know what it is that I do, because it does help uh, people to understand their body. Of course, they're talking about the food, how we're not getting our nutrition from the food. Well, that's been going on. You know, people that lived on the farms, they were able to get their food, their nutrition, because they cultivated and did it themselves. But now we've got produce. We're in the midst of a unprecedented time. The food chains are not developing like they used to. So that's what I always suggest. And that's one of the requirements when I work with people who fail to thrive or those that want to make healthy choices is their blood work. Well, why is it that I don't go live and do all of that on Facebook? That's because I respect the person's privacy. And that's why I always say to connect with us on Patreon, because it's a private platform. And I am going to do a webinar, but for those that want to hear what I have to say, I'm just asking them to sign up on simplydrewel.com, and I'm asking them to sign up for the newsletter. That way, they would get the free link so that they can hear what I have to say about that and do a little presentation. Ugh. Can you hear me with the street noise?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Because it's taking me to the outskirts, but now I got to go back in, and I'm hoping I can cross over somewhere. I don't know. I'm almost to the E470. Come a long way.
I'm
Hey,
walking in the neighborhood
oh,
this
there's a
morning.
walk. I see it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get on the highway. Okay, so yeah, so vitamin D levels. We were talking about vitamin D levels, and you know, understanding why. Trying to decide if I want to go. Okay, I'm getting ready to. Lord, Kathy. Well, at least you walking with me. I'm on a journey. Looky here.
Yeah, I go back to work next week, so I was off all this week, so I did walk every day. But I'm just
Oh,
trying to
okay.
figure out what my scheduling is going to be for next week because I didn't do a good job when I first went back. I just walked some days, but I did get back on track with a lot of things that you and I talked about 2 weeks ago with my reading and
Okay.
studying and all that. So, depending on what the weather is next week, I may just concentrate on walking in the evenings, probably as soon as I get off.
Okay. That's good. Well, at least
Yeah,
you're being consistent. That's a good thing. And the
yeah.
time is also different. So it's like, whenever you can get a little bit in, you're getting it in. Because at the
Hmm.
end of the day, you know, any kind of walking will lengthen our as our what am I trying to say? Will lengthen us um, mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, and then just having the right mindset. So you know, we talk about choices all the time. Choices is what sustains us. Healthy choices is what sustains us. So yeah, at least you're making an effort. And then, are you able to breathe? Have you been doing breathing techniques?
Not really. Just breathing naturally.
Yeah, that does help, you know, to lay on the floor or when you go to sleep, before you go to sleep, um,
Hmm.
breathing in from the bottom of the stomach, where the stomach enlarges and blow out through the mouth. And you kind of do that like 10 times. And it helps you to decompress because, all the stressors that we don't know about or that we don't, okay, or that the ones that we don't think about are still
Hmm.
there. So, the cortisol is the stress hormone, and that's what makes the stomach. Most of our problem is in our gut, in our
Oh,
core,
yes.
and um, vitamin D. And we were talking about when you breathe in and blow it out, and you do it about 10 times every night, that also reduces, enlarged stomachs. And, for me, I've always had the issue with my midsection. So that's why I walk to pay attention to my midsection because that's where sickness comes from, you know?
Hmm.
So those things help. And especially like now, just breathing in through the nose, not from the shoulder, but from the gut, and blowing out through the mouth. That helps so much. This is a big park, y'all. My goodness. I walked all the way around. I'm way, I'm gonna, I'm gonna make it though. By the time I get all the way around, that'll be my little 5 miles. But yeah, nice park. Walk the outside and the inside. It's pretty nice. And they're running. So this is a good place to do a 5 mile or a 5K. It's got everything you need. So, but I was also thinking about the A1Cs. You know, they ask what is everybody's A1C level, and they're trying to get
Mhm.
people to uh, at least be below 6.1. But you know what? Everybody's different. And that's another thing. I think that's why I struggle with a lot of stuff in the medical industry is because everybody's different. You know, the height, your weight, your stress levels. Um, even though you do know your values, they also know what nationality, what ethnicity you are too by your blood type and your blood
Yeah,
levels.
I
So,
know. I was having trouble with my white blood cells,
do you?
and yeah, but I had to go to oh, what is he? I don't know, a blood doctor. It's about 2 years ago,
Okay.
and uh, my levels are just low. I mean, because he, would ask me, "Am I tired? No. Do you exercise? Yes." I mean, and went through all the things from the numbers that my white blood cells were showing. My doctor was very concerned, and
Right.
so she sent me to this. I don't know if he's I can't call the name of his title, but I know he's a blood doctor. And so he had me go back and forth every 6 months for almost 2 years, maybe three even. And I just stopped going this last six
Okay.
months. I told him it ain't changing. And there's nothing wrong with me. I just have low numbers. And I mean, he
Wow.
agreed. It wasn't me making the diagnosis, but um, he said yes, that is correct. Um, so I do make sure that I get my blood work done every year, and then she always sends it to him. And so she
Okay.
sent it to him this year because I told him, I said, "Do I really need to keep coming to see you?" And he's like, "No, you really don't," because they had gone up, but they hadn't gone up to, I guess, what
Okay.
the norm is. But like I said, I feel like I'm healthy and I, take care of myself to the best of my ability, but it wasn't affecting me.
Uh-huh.
Um, so sometimes, I do believe that the doctors know what they're talking about, but in that case, I was like, I really don't feel like I need to keep coming back to him
Well, you
as
know
long
what it
as I
is,
do.
right, Kathy? You,
Uh
you
huh.
you do know what it is. Part
Yeah.
of your belief system that they see, let me say this. If you believe, you can believe yourself to be healthy and heal
Hmm.
yourself. That's
Right.
part of the equation. Because, yeah, if your white blood cells or your red blood cells are elevated or low,
Hmm.
that's a red flag. But
Right.
see,
Yeah.
because of your family, the love of your family, how you love yourself, how you love and trust and believe in God, that's
Hmm.
medicine right there. So
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes medicine it's a mystery because they
Uh huh.
don't understand how did this person, what is going on? You know, how
Hmm.
come no, how come they're not, we understand the mechanism of the body. We understand that if you have low blood cells, this is a red flag and we
Yeah,
should
you're
pay
not
more
supposed to be able to
attention to this.
function.
But yeah, but they can't. That's why I say the mind is something. We don't even tap into certain parts of our mind because we understand the frontal, the medulla oblongata, the lobes. We understand all that. But the spiritual part, that's God. Can nobody
Hmm.
understand that but you and your higher power? So yeah, I mean, they can't figure it out because your belief is more powerful than medicine.
Hmm.
That's
And you
good.
know what? I hadn't even thought about that, but before 2002, I ended up having to have a hysterectomy. And
Oh,
before I had that, though, I um, I thought I was fine, going to school every day, teaching every day. And my doctor called me and said, "You need to get to the hospital right now and get a blood transfusion." And I was
oh,
like, "What?" Because I had been to the doctor, and she said, "I am shocked that you are not falling out."
yeah,
And I'm like, "No, I'm fine." And this is how much there was nothing wrong with me. I mean, I felt like there was nothing wrong with me. She called me on my school phone, and I'm sitting in there with my kids. And she said, "No, Kathy, you need to go to your principal right now and tell her that you need to leave school right now." And I was
wow.
like, "No, I can wait." And I mean, she was genuinely concerned, and she's like, "No, you can't wait." And so I did. I had to get somebody to watch my class, and I had to go talk to my principal and tell her that I needed to go to the hospital
That's
and get a
crazy.
blood transfusion. And of course, blood transfusion to me is serious. And so,
Right.
of course, I called at the time. Me and Burley weren't married, so I called him, and he was on his way to Chicago, and he was gonna turn around and come back. And I was like, "No, I can get my sister." And so I got Merlin, and she went with me. But even then, there was something going on with my blood, but it wasn't affecting me physically
Mm-hmm.
because I was doing everything that I normally do. And I ended up, like I said, got a hysterectomy, and everything was fine. But that at that time was a mystery too, because like I said, she said, "I can't believe you even standing." And I'm
Wow.
like, "There's nothing wrong
See,
with me."
that's what happened to me. I had a partial in 2000, and it was so big. They were like, "You didn't feel that?" I was like, "No," but it was connected to my spine, my uterus, my kidney. So that's probably why you had to have a blood transfusion. I didn't have to have one, but it was so big, and they just couldn't understand it. But
Hmm.
you probably, oh wow, this is so much out here. A blood transfusion, and not only that, um, are you anemic?
I was at one time, but I am not now. I was, like around the time, well, probably a few years before uh, I had that hysterectomy, I was, but I'm not now.
Well, that's good because, yeah, so you do want to pay attention to your blood flow because, um, that tells you everything. Your blood tells you everything, and then how to strengthen up your um, your body, your immune system. So that's the kind of stuff I like to do. But it does take time because everybody's body chemistry is different. Um, there's questions. which is another reason why I don't like, doing talking to people about their health problems. And well, like now, this is good. But to really do the work, yeah, it's behind the scenes because there's so many questions we have to ask. Whereas the doctors, they have what, 20 to 30 minutes to talk to you, and then they got to see another patient. So, some keep good
Hmm.
records, of course, we document. Um,
Yeah.
uh, but they don't have time to help you independently, which those are the things that I like to do because um, that way you have a list of questions you can take to the doctor and ask them. Um, oh Lord, look at this. The dog is hurt. I don't know. I'll go this way. The dog okay? Well, I'm glad. Okay, okay. That's your buddy. Okay. Tired. Okay. Well, have a good day. You will. Thank you. Uh, I'm walking all over the place. See, he said he's had the dog. The dog is old and he doesn't want to put him to sleep. So he's giving the dog a
Um,
haircut. And I'm walking. This is a beautiful park, Kathy. But yeah, so that'll be something to do. And like you say, you feel fine, which is the reason why a lot of the things that people go through is silent, you know, because they
mhm.
don't feel bad. So
Right.
sometimes, it sometimes, um, you know how they see, well, somebody, went to the grocery store, they were laughing and talking, and all of a sudden they're gone. And it's because we don't know
Hmm.
unless we pay attention to our blood levels. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, what's for you is for you. But like I say, that's why I always say, you know, to be positive, think positive, because we're healing our bodies. When you're sick and you're aggravated and frustrated and depressed, that can kill you. I'm trying to see where I want to sit. Where's my
Yeah, that's
ball?
why I do make sure that I'm faithful about getting my yearly checkups and making sure that I
Yeah,
get the
that's a
blood
good.
work done so they can look at it and, see if anything different is going on.
Right. And they can help. But the thing about it, like I say, it's the whole body. And that's what I like about it. That's the beauty of it all. Is you know, like I say, we understand the mechanisms of the body, but it's mind, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, physically, the foods we eat, uh, the way we think of ourselves, uh, are just a conglomerate of things. So
Hmm.
that's the beauty of the human body. It's a it's a machine, but yet so many levels to the body. Well, I don't know which way I want to go. I walked this whole park. Oh, they had a start and a finish. Did you see that? So now,
Oh, uh-huh.
You can. It is a group out here. So they have start. So I did. I didn't start this way, and then they came back around, and it says finish. Finish is on the other side.
Right. Yeah, I'm on my second time around in our park. I started in my neighborhood and then came to the park, and I'm
Uh
going
huh.
around it twice. And then probably go keep walking to the back of the subdivision. It's pretty
It
big,
looks
so it is
nice
neat.
out.
Yeah, it's windy, a little windy, but like I said, I got on a coat. I mean, it's one of them bubble coats, but it's thin. It's my thin one. I got a heavy one, but I just put on the thin one. But I put this hat on my
Right,
head.
right. Well, that's okay. Oh, here's something. Here's footprints. Look at that. A coyote,
Oh,
and there's the footprints.
wow.
So they were walking. That's funny. So it's also educational. And ours is over here by the kids' side. So yeah. Well, I'm glad you walking, but that's what I like to see. That was another thing. I don't know if you saw it, but I was saying that I'm gonna keep walking until I find those that want to make healthy choices. So I said that to say, I'm always looking for people that want to make healthy choices. I don't want to get stuck with just, a group of people and can't expand. So that was
Hmm.
what that was all about. Um, but yeah, I think that's the only thing I don't like about uh, social platforms. People can interpret the way they interpret, but it's not always um, what it seems. So, yeah, I'm constantly looking to work with people who fail to thrive or those who want to make healthy choices. And there's another track. What is that? Prairie dog. That's nice. I'll have to come out here and do a biology one for the animals. But yeah, it's all about making healthy choices and the fact that I am different. I don't want to say that there's a certain vitamin or a certain mineral because everybody's body chemistry is different. Um, you have to try different things. And as they say, it's a work in progress. There's no quick fix or anything like that. So for those that are taking, oh, you know vitamin D or vitamin C, or they're talking about the teas. That's why I talk about teas, because they all have a medicinal effect. So there's so much to medicine and so much to our body. But if we go way back to scripture, like he says, anything you do in moderation. But you know your body if you take your time to help yourself, pay attention to your body, like you say. You don't, that's something I can look up and email you about, and then you can implement it into your daily life. It may be it can be a fraction, 0.10 of something, and it can change the whole dynamics of your white blood cells. You know, also, like, we all have cancer cells, and that's what
Right.
we all are born with cancer cells. So
Hmm.
that's something too to implement into our everyday lives. Let me see. I'm gonna sit here. I see why people come to this park. They have a big pavilion, places for kids to play, barbecue pits. So yeah, I like this part. But yeah, that's something to check into because if you said he was checking every month or every,
No, every 6 months. I had to go
okay,
back to the doctor every 6 months.
uh-huh. And they were pretty much the same. So
Yeah,
he
they
was
they
building.
had gone up a little bit. They never went down from where I started. They always went up, but still, he said they weren't. I guess at, at the level that most people are. But he also said that African Americans sometimes have low blood, white blood cells. Um, so, like I said, I
Okay.
did it for maybe 2 or 3 years. I can't remember. And then finally, I just said, really,
Yeah,
it is what it is. You know.
yeah. That's true because they've built a guideline and they now know that your white blood cells are within that range. But did and now see
Hmm.
now with me with my little mind, then there's more questions because we know, there's Native American and African American, but that's when they do DNA testing, you see. So it's so many different things to medicine. That's why, the body is a mystery because everybody's different and it can be so many different things. So that's what makes the body different. And that's why I say everybody's different. What I like about what I do is that I can ask the questions and then put that into the equation because we already know, you know, remember in school, like a science class, did you ever have to figure out the chain of life and and the chemical uh, to just life, the chemical structure to life. And I remember we had to learn it. Like, in order to pass your class, you had to know the chemical chain of life. And they talk about the Krebs cycle and all of that. That right there is so interesting to me because everybody's amino acids are different, everybody's protein levels are different. So that's why I like doing what I do because you have to figure it out. And sometimes, you know, people talk about hypothesis and stuff like that, but for the body, you have to know the person to help the person. That's my 2 cents. If you don't know the
Hmm.
person, you can't possibly help them because you don't know all of the um, stepping and stepping and stuff. You can't possibly understand everybody's combination. And so for me, that's what I say. It takes time to work with people and finding out what they do on a day-to-day basis. That's why they say, oh, you can only they're putting band-aids on everything. Well, we understand that, but then there's people like me that go deeper and so much broader and try to help people to figure out what is it that helps them to thrive. And so that's good. At least you're feeling good and you don't feel bad. Definitely keep in touch and figure out, your blood levels. And they'll say, oh, that was one of our classmates, Jennifer. But I can't see what she says. But anyway,
Hmm.
she was sending me a text. I think it was a text.
Yeah.
Uh, I'll talk to her, I guess, in a little bit. But yeah, that's the beautiful thing about understanding our bodies. That's why I say, like I say, the food you eat, the herbs that you eat, the spices that you eat, your stress levels, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, um, you know, what changes your mindset. All of that has it affects your blood. And that's why I say, eating healthy it helps. But and yes, they talking about, well, it's not, our food chain. We get that, but there's some nutrients. And then knowing what type of minerals and vitamins to absorb in your bloodstream, even that, there's so many different kinds. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get vitamins, and it may not work for you, but it may work for Sally Sue. Because nobody knows the calculations of anybody's body. Only the person can do, they live with themselves daily. You just have to try different things. But I think last week I mentioned about the vitamin D's. If you're doing uh, a top grade, and if it has like olive oil or uh, avocado oil in the vitamin, that's a pretty good vitamin, and you'll get the nutrients. You got some vitamins that are time released. You got some that are water soluble. So yeah, and nobody wants to do that work. Nobody wants to find out and do the research, but they do want to make healthy choices. Um, but sometimes you just have to tweak it. So that's kind of like what I do to help people to understand themselves and to give them options. And then you rule out stuff like doctors rule out all the time. They don't know. So they
Right.
do what they do. They collect this data to rule out. So that's what it's all about.
Yep.
But uh-oh, I lost you.
Oh, I'm still here.
Okay, I just saw my bars moving like I was losing um data.
Oh,
This is,
okay.
yeah. So I don't think, and I keep saying I like StreamYard because you can get more people on, but then I like this one too because we're walking and talking, and you can do one at a time. But I think if I do one and I know who's coming on the night before, I'll do StreamYard. But if nobody comes on, then I'm just walking. And if anybody, like, I appreciate you texting me because that's a good thing. That's kind of like how I want us to continue on. I don't want to seem like I'm bothersome, bothering people and they've got stuff going on, and they may have great intentions, but they just don't make it. So this way, I said, it's good. If anybody wants to come on, I'll go live, and if they don't, then I'll just keep walking. But I was gonna
Hmm.
um go live just for a few minutes, but then it's always good to talk to people and talk about making healthy choices or
Good
something,
morning.
that they've been struggling with. So that's a good conversation, I think, today. We
Yeah.
seem to be the only consistent ones, though.
Yeah. And like I said last night when you text, I was like, well, they suppose the weather says it's gonna rain. Like in the morning, early morning until like 9 or 10 o'clock. So I wasn't sure. 'Cause like I said,
Yeah,
I got
and
caught in the rain a couple of
yeah,
days, so and I
and that's
just
the
not
key.
keen about getting on that treadmill and talking. It's all I can do to do that. I don't like that treadmill at all. But I will do it in the winter. I mean when it's cold, cold.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like it.
good. And I don't know how I'm gonna do if it gets, we may get snow next week and then it'll be 70 degrees. So as long as I um just get some steps in, I'm good. Uh,
Hmm.
and today, like I say, it's a beautiful day. Somebody texted back and said it was going to be cold. So, everybody's different and they were local. So for me, it can be cold,
Hmm.
but I'll put on an extra coat, some gloves, and a scarf, but I still want to get my workout on.
Yeah, I never
At
have been
least my
one to
walk.
walk in the cold. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
because I
so
don't like
I've
cold
gone
now.
beyond what I
But
said I was gonna do, which, like I said, is not that
yeah,
bad.
I don't like
One
cold.
morning,
Huh?
yeah, I don't either. I do not either. So,
Yeah,
but like I
I
said, the
don't
sun
care
is so
for
bright
cold.
that the sun is so bright
Yeah,
though that
but
it
today is
heats you up.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's a nice fall day here.
Yeah, that's what I like about it, is that it's bright. It'll warm you up. But
Hmm.
this park is wonderful. This is probably gonna be my park when I walk by myself because it's so big and it's really beautiful. And even in the wintertime, we'll find out. But yeah, I don't like to be cold, but I don't mind starting out chilly. And like here it is, what, 9:24, and it's just beautiful. It's
Hmm.
it's not too cold, it's not too hot. It's just right. Wow.
Is that an airplane?
Yeah. Well, actually, let me see if I can turn over. I don't know if you can see it. It'll probably circle back around. It's by the Air Force Base.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
They're steady building houses out here where I live. They've added two more streets in my subdivision.
Oh,
They
really?
steady building. Yeah, I don't know if you can
Yeah,
see
but it's
there's a
really
house
growing
there.
around. Like, no matter where you are, they're building everywhere. And it's something to me. I want to say we're overpopulated, but then again, if I say that, no, it's not. But it just seems like, there's so many, everybody's changing and moving and shifting, and it's just amazing and building.
Mm-hmm.
But in the midst of all of this, people are still buying and building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm at my car and I'm just thinking it's just a beautiful day. I'm
Yeah.
glad I didn't
God
let it go to
say.
waste.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we supposed to be back
So
in the
you start
70s
back to
next
work
week.
next week, huh?
Yeah, go back. I have 2 more weeks left. And then after that, I'll decide if I'm going to sub or just take it easy. This week was nice. It reminded me what it's like to be retired because I could get up, I could read my word, I could pray, I could just do
Yeah,
whatever I felt like doing. And I kind of enjoyed it. I was like, oh,
that's
I
right.
don't know.
That's
I like
good.
this again. So I'm saying I'm going to finish these 2 weeks and then just see what happens.
Yeah,
If I can
that's a
go
good
if I want
thing.
to, I don't have to if I don't want to. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I do
See,
enjoy being there with the kids. So
but
it's
that's
still my
beautiful.
passion. And
Then you
I
can.
feel like I can,
Have
add
you
to
started that
somebody.
book yet?
Uh,
Uh-oh, sorry. I couldn't hear you. I was wondering if you had started did you finish that one book?
No, but I'm getting very close. I did read this week. So I still got to finish that up. And I'm on the tail end of that book. So I was looking at the book on my nightstand and I
Me
said, I'm going to
too.
get to it.
I know,
Yeah.
me too. I thought about it. I said, well, I know you got it and I got it. I don't know if anybody else got it, but I was going to say, I don't know. I have this one that I want to finish, but like I say, everybody's busy doing stuff and you have good intentions. It's just when you have that moment to just sit still. For me, I just sit still and I could be reading, but I don't. I just
I
sit
know.
still, you
That's
know?
how I am. Because
Yeah.
I had opportunities where I was just sitting, and not doing anything. And it was nice. And then I would pick the book up later, like right before I go to bed. And I don't
Yeah.
know why I do that because reading in my bed makes me sleepy.
Yeah.
And so then I don't really read. So I said to myself, I need to stop that because
Well,
I
maybe
know,
that's what your body's telling you to do. So, really and truly, I do the same thing, but I've come to the conclusion my body's telling me to do that. The
mm,
otherwise, if it was meant for you to read, you would read. So sometimes our body just needs to adjust.
yeah,
Uh-oh. And it's perfectly okay. Because there's a, you know, like I say, it's a combination to everything. Sometimes you're in the right place at the right moment. And
yeah,
sometimes, like I say, you have good intentions, but that's when we say, listen to your body. Your body's just telling you, sit still. Because I do it all.
mm,
I mean, and some people, sometimes we have to push ourselves, but
yeah,
sometimes you can't. Your body won't allow you. And I'm at the point where I'm like, that's okay. We can only do so much. Um, but then there's like if it was a task, we would push ourselves. But for to sit still, like listening to music, excuse me, sometimes I just listen to music and just sit still and have a cup of tea. And then I just feel the blood flow through my body. And then after that, maybe the combination is you do all of that. And then next week, you feel like reading. So we don't,
mm,
it's just listening to our body. That's the way I look at it. Or else we would be
yeah,
doing it just as excited as you were to start a book and then you get halfway through it and then the end is like a chore, but or sometimes not. Sometimes
yeah,
there's books that I stayed up all night because the book was so good and I read the
right,
whole book in one night, one day.
yeah,
So it just depends on where you are mentally, emotionally, psychologically, you know.
yeah. 'Cause that's how that book was that I'm in now, How to Pray. I mean, the beginning was awesome, and I mean, I was just reading, 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 and then it's written in three parts, and then for some reason, when I got to the third part, I was like, it was a task for me
Yeah.
to do it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, like I said, the beginning was so good. Part one was good, part two was good, and then it's like part three slowed down, and I
Right.
don't know, but I am going to finish it. I
Right.
am going to finish it because I'm determined to finish that book. So,
Yeah, because sometimes it's just fun. It just depends on, it just depends. That's why I don't have a problem with it. Like, I really want to start the book, but I had other stuff going on. And then today, which was a beautiful thing, I had two appointments after the walk. And I'm always calling to confirm, and they had to
hmm
cancel. And I was kind of happy. I have to admit, I was glad. I'm like, I'm always doing stuff, and I try to stay busy, and I don't mind, walking and talking, but then I have clients, and I always make it between 10:30 and 11, and I would have felt rushed because it's not
Mm.
even, well, I probably would have walked in the area where I had my appointments. But I was
Oh,
so glad today. This is a beautiful day, and I can just appreciate it and breathe and not worry.
yeah. I think I'm gonna have to swing by my street and take this coat off.
It's
I'm
getting
getting
hot
hot.
now, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah. But
See?
I'd rather do that, get hot and strip, take off
Yeah,
than to be cold. So,
right.
and that's what
Which
I
is
did
good.
yesterday. When I walked, I had my coat on because it was cool, but I had to go take it off, and then I kept walking.
Yep. That's the beauty of it all. I'm so glad I came to this park today. I'm so busy meeting people where they want to walk, and this park has really lifted my spirits. See, that's what it's all about. You know, you walking to yesterday, today you thought it was going to be cold. It's a beautiful
Hmm.
day. Now you may accomplish something. Now you may finish that book. You see what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I'm energized. I got up at 7 and got on Pastor Miller's prayer line. He does a
Oh,
prayer line every Saturday morning,
oh,
and I get
okay.
on that on Saturdays at 7, and it goes from 7 to 8. So I got on that. Of course, that always lifts my spirits, hearing him
Okay.
pray for people and reminding us. His thing uh, today was that we have to be reminded to honor God and give him the praise and give him the glory and not let our own pride get in the way and think that, we are too high and mighty, that we, have arrived or accomplished things on
Yeah,
our own.
right.
So he just reminded us of that this morning. So it was good.
That's right. Which is true. You know, some days just to stay humble and be
Hmm.
appreciative. But
Right.
mind over matter. It's the mindset that we have to have. And that's a good thing. That's a good word.
Yep,
Yep.
it was. That's always good to start my Saturday morning off with.
Yep. That's the truth. That's what I was doing this morning, just walking around, looking at the skies, being thankful, and, just talking and being appreciative. Sometimes just appreciate, even when you don't know, just be appreciative.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah. Embrace the moment. In the sky, there's no clouds, it's just a blue sky.
That's how it is here. It is really.
So,
Just looking at God's splendor is really
yes.
awesome.
It gives me peace. I like sitting still and just letting energy just come your way, you know. Some it's such a hustle and bustle this day and age, but I don't mind sitting still, just appreciate nature, the work, all things. Very nice. And this would be my new little space to walk. Oh, there's a bee.
Found it.
I had to
Uh-oh.
get away from the bee.
Right.
I'm not allergic to them like I used to be, but I don't know about that. I was minding my own business, and the picnic area is over. Well, I don't know. I don't think I had a cup of tea this morning. They're getting ready to have a picnic out here. Oh, wow. So I guess I better, yeah, this park is very nice, but they're getting ready to have a picnic. So here it is, October, and there's still people having picnics in this beautiful weather.
That's nice. I can
Yeah,
remember that when I worked at Northeast and we had the 3 week breaks. Some years, those 3 weeks in October were so nice. And in other years, it was cold and snowing and, and it
yeah,
just, you never know about this weather because to me,
right,
it's almost no seasons anymore. Because in every season, you have the opposite of what it's supposed to be, for a week or two or whatever.
yeah,
Because, we've had some Thanksgivings where we didn't have to wear coats,
right,
and then other Thanksgivings were freezing, and some Christmases we had that were really nice weather. And so, yeah,
right. Yeah,
you
because
just
one
never know.
Christmas we wore hoodies and shorts, and some had on flip flops. It was that warm on
Right.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, we don't know. That's why, I'll put it out there because we cannot predict the weather. Nobody
Mm-mm.
knows. And it turned out to be a beautiful day. And
Yep.
so I hope everybody's enjoying their day and doing what they do and to give them pleasure. But I am so glad that I walked this morning because I
Yep.
could
Me
have
too.
said, "Oh, nobody's gonna walk. I'm not walking." But I like
Hmm.
walking for I love walking and breathing fresh, crisp, clean air. So yeah. Well, I am at my car. I've sat
Okay.
in the park. I've walked. I've looked. And let's see. Like I say, it's really nice and just something to do. I'm glad I did.
Me too.
Trails and all kinds of stuff.
It seems like the wind is picking up a little bit more, so I decided I'm not gonna take my jacket off. I'm gone and finish
Oh,
my walk the way I am. If I sweat, that's good. And
yeah,
then I will get my
I'm
walk, my
definitely
steps
gonna
in.
I'm gonna go see if I can get a selfie because I think the selfie would help, you know? Well, the
Yeah, you
sun.
probably just gotta figure out how to get it clipped on there, right?
Oh, yeah, and then I saw one on uh-oh. Yeah, I saw one on Amazon that the pole you it was upright and then it swiveled and it also extended. And I should have done that one, but I ended up going to um what was it? I went to Walmart, I went to Target, I went to Best Buy, but I'll find one. But this one, I even looked it up and it said that the reviews weren't that good. And I'm like, how did I get the one that had poor reviews? Because the guy even said you can break your phone. Um,
Mm.
that you could break your phone um with this
Good
selfie.
morning.
I was like, oh wow, I didn't mean to get that one.
All right.
But yeah, there's a couple of devices I need because I think about so much stuff when I'm driving. And you can have a hands free or you can talk to people. Oh, that's pretty.
This is halfway in my subdivision. We have like a lot of condos are in this area. This is actually where my niece Shannon lives and her
Oh,
family.
really?
Uh-huh.
I love ponds and see, that's so tranquilizing to me.
It
I would
is.
go
It
in
is.
there and get a book and have a lunch and sit right with a blanket right on the grass and
Yeah,
just
this is
enjoy
one of
it.
the areas that I like to walk in, and I'm glad the geese are in the
Yeah,
water
that's
because
beautiful.
they are so funny. They poop all over the sidewalk. Some days, like early summer, you gotta dodge where you walk. Like you can't. I couldn't be on here talking to you because they poop all over the sidewalk, and I'm like, geese, what is wrong with y'all? Because they do.
Wow.
They take over. Like they mark their area, and you gotta. It's like playing hopscotch some
Oh, wow.
days, but it's really clean now. But I don't know. It's funny. And but
That's
they
nice.
sometimes will get up in the grass, and when you walk by, they move away. Because at first
Uh-huh.
I was a little skeptical of them because we had some at this Dollar Tree in Savoy that were attacking people. But what they later found out was that they had a nest of some eggs right in the corner by the door of the store. And so as people were going in, they thinking they are, gonna mess with their nest. So
Oh,
that's why they were attacking. But yeah, we got them so bad in Champaign that they take over Prospect. You know how busy Prospect is.
yeah.
They'll be going across the street and they just stop traffic. And
Yeah,
people get so mad and honk, but ain't nothing you can do. You just gotta wait on
right.
them. It seems like they move so slow. It just
That's
cracks me up.
true. Yep. They're everywhere. And when they ready to cross the road, they gonna cross the road and nobody can
Yeah.
do anything about it. That's the
It just
beautiful thing.
yeah,
Because
it just
nobody's
trips
gonna
me
go
out.
out there and pick them up and put them on the other side. So they just
Right.
have to wait. That's
And they
right.
have their little trail and they get in a line, walking single file. So you're not gonna rush them. And Burley,
Oh.
he'll be out sometimes and he'll send me a video. He'll say, "Here's your friends," because I just laugh at them. I just get a kick out of it.
I know that's right. That's good. But see, nature, it's like, and see, can we not just like take some examples from nature? They do what they want to do. They don't worry.
Mhm.
They just take their time and they are happy.
Yep.
That's good. Ooh, look at me, man. Oh well, now you don't have a problem with these going on YouTube, do you?
Hi.
You don't have I
I
forgot
didn't.
to ask you. You didn't have a problem with these going to YouTube, did you? Because I usually upload them onto YouTube for other people that may want to walk and talk. Uh-oh. I think that's probably it for us. Oh, well, people, I think it's my area. I got in my car and I hardly have connection. Well, I'll get in touch with Kathy. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.